Hi, in the last video we introduced the action trigger and the transition, simple transition. So in this video we're going to continue from the previous example and introduce the transition map for you. The transition map can accurately control the action transition between each other. So let's first open our sample file. We previously saved it as the main OS test 03. You can see that in this scene there's an origin agent and two action nodes in here, and a default decision is stand and the walk is play action, and between these two actions there is no any of the transition actions, so they can directly transit between each other without any of the accurate control. So let's show you the last things we achieved. So it's stand and the playback, and transit to walk, and you can stop them by another logic. For example, stop, and here we fill the input sync info. The current frame is greater than 40, and the playback animation stand. Okay. And you can see that it can transit to stand. I'm sorry, we needed to make this higher priority too, and this is okay. So this is the simple transition and the action trigger. So let's continue introduced for you the transition map and the transition actions. So let's get started and first open the animation library stand, the walk. You can see that if we want to create a transition action, a stand to walk, so the last frames of the stand to walk action need to be similar like the walk, the first frame of the walk. So you need to understand the relationship of the foot. You can see that the left foot is in front and the right is in below, in back. The backward, and in the process of move forward. So we need to build a stand to walk. The last frame of the stand to walk should be similar like this pose. So let's first open our stand to walk. Also, so that it can transit more accurately. This is the start pose is a stand, and when we play back the animation, you can see that it will go into walk. So the pose of the last frame should be like this. The frame 18 to 19, for example. You can make this pose similar like the starting pose of the walk, but don't make them exactly the same. And also you may need some frame, leave them transition, so it should be 2 to 3 frames longer than the start pose. For example, the start pose of the walk is like this, but you need to put in the 3 frames here and make they can transit between each other. So for example, we make the 19 and click the My Army Ready here and put this group, middle click and drag to the setup folder. The previously and the same as the previous video created action here. Stand to walk. It's starting to creating this action node. Yes, we need to set up, and this is a move forward action because the agent is walking forward, and this is transition action because this action cannot be looped and use some of the default value here. And you can see that the node has been created. Let's just make the name to the man and Shift P, put this outside of this group and click the export selection and go to the action here. This is stand to walk. Okay, and also we needed to build the walk to stand. The walk to stand has the two optional actions. Let's first open our animation, the walk to stand L. So when we transit from the walk to the stand, sometimes your left foot is in front, and sometimes your the right foot is in front. And the walk to stand L is end the walk in action when the left foot is in front, like this. You can see that in this pose, the left foot is in front, and it will stop walking. And the frame is 68, for example, 68. That is cool. And let's build this action from this animation. And click the Miami Ready and change the name. Change the name from the local to name. And put this group to the setup folder and create the action. The action create walk to stand L. Sep. And transition action and use default. You can see that the transition action has been created. Shift P and export that again. Export selection. We need to specify the folder action. Walk to stand L. And let's open the second option, the walk to stand R. You can see that this action is actually the walk from the right side, so it's from this pose and to here. So we need to fill the frames to 145 to the end of walk 160 161. So that is cool. Let's click the Miami Reading and change the name of the local from to the man. The middle click and drag here and create our action. Walk to stand R. Now after creating this, we need to set up. This is also move forward, similar like the previous one, and transition action, leave that default. So that is all done. And export selection here, the action. So everything has been created. At this time, let's open our previously saved the O8 test 03 and open that. Let's import these three actions into the scene. Actions, stand to walk. The walk to stand L. And walk to stand the R. Okay, and three of them. And control, click the actions, hit P. You can see that all of this action has been parented into this group, action main. And then let's build the transition map for you. And before we continue, let's save this thing as. Let's change the name to the full and add the comment transition map. Okay, just like this. And let's build the transition map. Here is the icons to open the transition map. You can see that there's a background text, simple transition. We needed to change that at here and disable the simple transition here. And let's build it. Right click the mouse button and create a state. Stand. And create another state in the walk. The state is a kind of a status which can hold some of the cycle actions, some of the loop actions, whatever you call. And let's just change the color of that, for example the 1, and change to the orange and distinguish the two of them. And double click this and open the transition map editor. You need to insert the loop action in the middle of this the table. So let's create the walk. Oh, this is stand. Okay, let's create the stand. Create. You can see that after you're creating this, there's the small text here, the stand. That is means one of the loop actions has been inserted into the status stand. And the walk here, let's double click and insert the walk. You can see that if the text is the right, then everything is correct. If you double click and add an arbitrary one, for example like this, you can see that the text is red. That is means there's no any of the actions inside of this group. So we need to select this and hit delete. So everything resume back normal. Let's just increase this size. And we need to create the transition action in between. So we needed to create the transition. Here is this. And let's control click the stand and control click the transition, and then control click the transition, control click the walk. So this is a transition relationship, and we need also to double click this and add a transition action into here. You can see that this is the list. Let's just insert the stand to walk. Okay, create, and you can see that the transition action has been created and the text is white and everything is safe. And let's create another transition here on the between the walk to stand. Let's click the walk and click control click this, control click and control click. And here here we need to add two options here. Double click the walk to stand L. That's cool. And create another one, walk to stand R. Everything has been created, and this is our transition map. Let's first try out and see what will happen. You can see that play back the stand, and then it will play back the stand to walk action and the walk. This is actually more accurate than before. Let's play back our animation again. You can see that the start from stand. Let's play back like this, frame by frame stand, and then a stand to walk action. You can see that they are playing back the stand to walk, and the animation is pretty cool. And in the last some frame, it will transit from the stand to walk to the walk, like this. Here you can see that there's a transition range. You can see that the whole process is controlled by your animation instead of the interpolation. So like, let's play back again. You can see that the result is better. And then also you can control how to the agent stop. So let's first create the node stop decision, stop walking, and let's just stop this animation at the frame 70. Here, same info, or I just create a bound on here and put it right here, and when the agent is walking inside of the bound, it will stop. Main bound, and here we need to keep selecting the node when editing it. Main bound and playback action stand. But please notice that there are two nodes that we call the playback action, so we need to make this higher priority, 1.5 or 2. Okay, let's play back the animation. You can see that the stand, the walk, and the stop. With the walk to stand L, Here you can see that there are two transition actions, walk to stand L and R here, but our system will select any one of them by randomly at some times. So we needed to control this because at some time the agent is the left foot in front, so we needed to use the walk to stand L. And sometimes our agent wants to stop these walking when the right foot is in front, so we need to stop that with the walk to stand R. We need to control that using the phase control. So we need to select the walk action, and in the transition editor here, let's first test the frame range of this walk phase. It has sometimes, let's play back the animation. We want our agent to stop walking if the agent is the right foot in front. For example, at the frame range, in the middle, the percentage is 50%. We'd better write this down. For example, the right front 50%, left front, and continue playback. You can see that if the agent is playing back, the left foot in front is about 95 to 100% is about 95 to 100%. So at this time we need to fill this information into the walk action because we need to control the X choice here. Let's select this and open our transition and the action editor again. Here, based on the information, the right in front, we needed to choose the walk to stand R. Please just keep selecting this and don't click anything else. Just keep selecting this, and we will walk to stand the R. At this time, you can see that we needed to fill the 50% range here. It's the 50% of 24 is 12, so we need to fill the 11 to 14, or 10, 11 to 40, just like this. And here is 95% is about walk to stand L. 22 to 24, just like this. And let's play back our animation and see what will happen. If the walk is nearly in the middle, at this time we move the bound here and make our agent stop. So when you select this and play back frame by frame, you can see that it will choose the walk to stand L, walk to stand R, because you can see that in the middle, 11 frames to the 14th frame, it will choose the walk to stand R. Here is the in control. You can see that the transition is pretty good, and stop at here. But if we move that around and play back again and see that if the frame is after this, like the 70%, we move the bound here and make our agent stop. At this time, based on the X choice frame range, it will choose the walk to stand L because the frame is after the middle range. So just to watch this, and then let's play back that frame by frame. You can see that it will transit from the walk to stand L here, just like this. You can see that we can precisely control the different X choice with this the option here. You can see that the two of these can be controlled at this time in the walk transition X range here. So this is an introduction for the transition map and the X choice in the action editor here. Thank you for watching. See you next time.